Yes,
I
guys,
got,
welcome. Are we on? Are we
yeah,
on? Yes, guys, welcome back to the Coffee and Coaching Podcast. We have some new faces, and not a single one of them has come on with a coffee. The level of disrespect is insane. Ali, what have you got? What
I've
are you
got a
drinking today?
white monster.
Jake. Okay, we've got two Jakes as well for the for
So
the for
define.
the for the listeners. We've got two different Jakes. So for audio listeners, we're going to differentiate between Ginger Jake. Ali, what should we call brown hair Jake?
Brando Jake.
Yeah, brown edge.
Nah, it's too
BH
it's too long. OG Jake.
Who's older?
Just call him JC.
Me, I think.
How old are you?
25.
Yeah. Oh, but he can be OG. He's older. He's in the world before me.
Well, we'll just say Ginger Jake and Jake. Okay, does
Yeah.
that makes it clear. So Ginger Jake, what have you got?
I'm on a pink monster today.
Okay, nice. White
Why?
Monster. Well, Jake, you actually introduced me to pink monsters when you came to the office, and they're actually my new favorites now.
Well, no,
Absolutely.
nothing
But
beats white.
next week we're going to need to have some coffees. I've actually got some coffee from Marrakesh in a little uh
That's
gay,
pathetic, mate.
a little gay
That's
Marrakesh
absolutely,
espresso
that's
cup.
absolutely
Like,
pathetic.
I went shopping all around the Medinas looking for the sickest espresso cup and seeing this and was absolutely buzzing. I was like, oh, I've got this handcrafted, amazing, like one of one espresso cup from the middle of Marrakesh. And I bought it, was fucking buzzing and walked 100 meters and then there was like 1,000 of them. I was like, for fuck's sake.
I'm sure I seen that in Dunelm Mill last week.
I've got this generic cup from Morocco, but the coffee itself is absolutely insane. There's a place called Batcha. Um, this coffee place where we queued for at least an hour and then we got in there and there was a 2 hour wait
For a
and then we
coffee.
left for coffee. It's like one of the most famous coffee shops. There's got coffee shops all over the world. And it was just a piss take, so we obviously didn't wait. But then I found there was a shop in the airport, a batcher shop in the airport, and then we got it, and it's fucking amazing. It's the exact same. Meg went last year and got me some, and it's absolutely unbelievable. So that's what I'm drinking today, but it's gone cold because we spent so long thinking about this episode. Um,
Does anybody else like coffee that much?
I don't like it as much as Isaac does, but coffee first thing in the morning does slap.
Ali,
This is where there's a generational gap here. That sentence sounds fucking stupid.
Okay, coffee in the morning is great.
Yeah, then that sounds
It
better.
is great.
well,
Do you like coffee that much, Jake?
I wouldn't drink an espresso like that.
You don't put any like sweetener into your eyes, like you just have it how it is?
oh my God, that's the most offensive thing you could ever say.
Not really. It's not really. I'm sure I can think of more offensive things to say than that. But
You put sweetener in your coffee. I was laughing about this with Meg the other day because she doesn't drink coffee. She drinks a dessert
yeah,
that
yeah,
has
yeah.
caffeine in.
Yeah, so I think you know people put flavor drops in that because I'll put flavor drops in coffee because I'm not I don't like coffee.
Yeah, we're gonna have to change the fucking podcast name.
But that's how we call coffee. It's still your original
Yeah.
podcast. I'm just saying I
But
prefer sweetness.
put, put in
Well,
brackets without sweeteners.
well, Ali said, you guys, let us know in the comments, right? Because Ali said the name of the podcast, we should change it to caffeine and coaching. And I just think that's it
Mm.
just doesn't have the same, it just
Mate,
doesn't
nobody's
taste
got
the
a fucking
same.
coffee, mate, and it's only you who likes coffee.
Yeah, but
Mm.
nah, I'm gonna have to convert. He's all
Just
gradually
gonna have to bring
slowly.
Jack Rinley back, mate.
Yeah, Jack, if you're listening, come back, come back. We still be two verse today, but we'll win. Um, look, before we started recording, Ali actually just was telling us all about how interesting his life story is. So, Ali, do you want to start off with that, and then we're going to get into today's main point of the episode is we're probably gonna have a little bit of an argument. There's gonna be like a bit of contention because I don't think consistency should be as a goal at all. I think it's a stupid goal to set. And I was actually having a conversation with someone in DMs that really pissed me off the other day. And so like just setting consistency as a goal is a stupid fucking thing. But I think everyone's gonna disagree with me. So we'll get into that in a minute. But Ali, tell us why your life story is so interesting, please.
No, mate, my life's a fuck up. I'm being perfectly honest right now. So it was said tongue in cheek. And then yesterday I had a panic attack 'cause I thought I was 36. So I'm walking the dog, actually having a massive life debate with myself, thinking how have I lost a year of my life.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, but
I
I'm not.
mean,
I'm 36 this year.
t- 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 tell Tell us more about that. When you say how you lost a year, was the panic attack because you thought that you were 36 and you didn't know, or because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
felt like
because
you wanted to
I
be?
thought it was stage six, and I was so long story short. This is like my dog's a dickhead, and he just was running around. I just thought of that. I thought, and I thought, why am I 30? I thought for some reason I convinced myself I was 36. But I was then I thought I'm 37 then in October, and that's what scared the shit. It wasn't the fact of the number 36, it's the fact of being 37 as opposed to in 35 being 36. It was a really, really irrational thought at 6 o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah, and 37 is quite close to 40, and so is that just the alarm bells?
But 36 is closer to 40 than 35.
Yeah,
Like
but
40,
37
40, like,
sounds
mate, if I'm in this position when I'm 40, it's going to be some serious thoughts about what to do for the rest of my life.
well, do you know what was funny? We were also laughing about this beforehand because to get your age wrong is a really bad math problem. So I'm assuming that you were thinking about what year you were born and then did the maths
No,
on it and
I
thought,
wasn't even thinking
shit.
what year I was born. I was just thinking, I just thought I was because everyone knows their age, don't they? Like,
Yeah,
everyone
you
knows how
should
old they are,
do.
but
Well,
well,
you didn't the other day.
no, that's what I'm saying. Everyone knows their age, but so I convinced myself at 36.
Yeah,
I didn't actually sit down and go, well, I was born on the 29th of October 1990 and then worked out how old I was. I didn't
Mm.
go that far into it. It was just a passing thought, and then I shit myself because of my own passing thought.
yeah. Well, we were saying as well.
I'm teaching about
Um,
this on Sunday, guys. So if anybody who wants to come up to Nottingham on Sunday the 10th, which is in 3 days, you can hear about stress and how it makes you fucking think stupid.
amazing, amazing. Well,
Great plug.
yeah, because you just fucked up a basic 10 minus 2 calculation before it as well.
No, I didn't because
And
I
it's
thought you were 20,
because
because I thought you were 27 because I said 27
no,
at the
no,
start of
no,
the
no.
Nah,
call.
you got it
And
wrong.
also, by the
It,
way, I got an A in maths, so you should go
it's
fuck yourself.
because you were putting pubes in Miss Bradderton's coffee and not
Not me,
listening to
by the
what she
way,
was saying.
that was not me personally. That was other people in the class. I was just there to witness that horrendous event. And if I was to go back in time, I would have reported straight away. But at the
Yes,
time I
absolutely.
didn't. I thought it'd be funny to
Yeah.
just sit there and I don't know if she drank the coffee or not, if I'm being honest. I hope she didn't. It's a long time ago since I've seen that. And Miss Bratton, if you hear me, I am so, so sorry for me not cheating, telling on the other people who done that. But I did bar when you wore that cardigan that made you look like a sheep. Like
Well,
the whole class was just going,
yeah,
throughout the whole lesson.
that's amazing. One
Yeah.
one question though, Ali, I am actually quite interested in this because like where the stress came from, realizing or thinking that you were older than you actually were. What was that? Was that like internal pressure that you felt to be like, oh shit, I need to do more, I need to, or life's
No,
going
it was
too
just
fast? Like, what was it?
no, it was just it was not pressure or anything like that. It was just fuck, am I actually 36? It was just generally that.
Mm. Like just the realization of how fast life is going.
Yeah. Yeah, because like
Mm.
for example, like my niece was born on Saturday. So her whole life started
Mm.
then, do you know what I mean? And I do believe like it's what we're in the fifth month already of the year.
Hmm.
It's like time. So have I ever spoke to you about like the equation for why time gets quicker the older you get?
You haven't spoken to me directly about it, but I think I know what you're gonna say.
We've spoke
So
about it.
yeah, so for like the thought process is, and I can't remember who heard this off. It was definitely on a podcast. Probably was Joe Rogan's podcast. But when you want, so for example, my niece is what 4 days old, 3 days old. So then 4 days is her whole life.
Hmm.
So like her experience of time is just 4 days, whereas
Hmm.
mine is 35 years and X amount of days, so on and so forth. So the
Hmm.
time is perceived to be less, and it gets quicker and quicker and quicker the older you get.
Like the
Mm.
But a
concept
year's
of
still a
time in it,
year.
really.
Yeah, a year's still a year, obviously, but how you perceive the year because you've been on this planet so much longer is just shorter. So yeah, I mean, like, because time does fly by now. It's like, for example, like I can still remember when I was your guys' age. I know as you're a little bit older, 26, but like Jake, you're 25, aren't you? And you're 22, aren't you, Jake?
23.
23. So it's like I can still remember when I was that age. Like, and it doesn't feel that long ago. That's the scary part, I think. It's like when you all get to my age, you'll be thinking exactly the same thing. It's like I can remember exactly what I was doing when I was 23. I was
Yeah.
probably, what is it? It's Thursday, so I'll be going out to Barcelona and Liverpool
Yeah.
tonight. And I'll be fucking ruined Friday. Dragging myself to uni.
Yeah. I gave
Actually,
up
no,
on that when I was
would
19.
I have been PT at 22? I was PT at 21 or 22. So if it was PT, I wouldn't have been going out. But if it was in uni, it was.
And do you
Mm.
think there's actually that much difference in the concept of time between now and back then?
Yeah,
Obviously, we don't know, do we? Because
yeah,
we're
yeah.
only up to now.
Time definitely goes quicker. But I also think as you get older, that you have more responsibilities. So
I
like,
heard the interesting thing before you move on to responsibilities. 'Cause I think that's definitely a huge thing. But I heard Tom Mosey speak about what you just said then. I also heard Chris Williamson speak about another concept which I think is more accurate, where he said that when you create a new memory, your brain only encodes a memory if it's new and novel or intense enough. Whereas as you get into your 20s and as you get into your 30s and 40s and 50s, the reason it feels like time is going so fast because you can't remember any of what's happened because there's no new memories being encoded because you're doing the same stuff every single day. So the brain doesn't encode that new stuff is occurring because nothing is new. Whereas when you're 10, everything that you see is new. And when you're 5 years old, everything that you see is new. So there's such a rich volume of new memories and new things occurring for the first time that it's really easy to remember. Like I'm sure if you think about something really intense and novel that happened last year, you can remember it and it feels like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
whereas
But you're on
doing
about time getting
checking
quicker,
a
or you're just on
check-in day on a
about
Monday. Well, that's what they're talking about in the sense of like that theory is that time feels like it's getting faster, if not in the sense of like it's moving faster, but more in the sense of 6 months later you click and it feels like nothing occurred. It feels like you just blinked and now it's 6 months is gone
It's as if
because you
like the
haven't
days
actually
aren't worth remembering.
experienced
yeah.
any new
I get
stuff.
it. I get it. I'm just trying to no, because I think like if you, especially when it comes to our job, there are new occurrences a lot. Like you do get exposed, and because we're like entrepreneurs in regards, like we have our own business, like there's new challenges. So I agree
Hmm.
and disagree with that to some degree
Hmm.
because I do think, of course, there's no novel things like when my dad got a new car,
Hmm.
and my dad, everyone thought my dad was a drug dealer. Do you know what I mean? Like when he got his new car, like there's not like them kind of novel things, but for example, like me and Nathan are launching a members site. Like that's new, that's a big challenge. Like you guys would all known your own challenges, like going from a job to being a coach and all that. I do think there's still novel things. I think we just potentially can rationalize them more a little bit, as opposed to like my dad getting a new car was like the best thing in the world, as opposed to my dad just got a new car about 8 months ago. It's like, well done, Dad. You needed a new car for a long time.
I think it
Mhm.
is very easy though for your days to become very similar. Like not
Hmm.
like them things there, like getting a new car. They're only things that come around every now and then, aren't they?
Hmm.
It's very easy for us, especially when we are busy with work, etc. Monday can very much be the same as Tuesday. Tuesday's the same as Wednesday. So I think the concept of the days just all roll into one can seem like you can see how that can happen.
Hmm.
Um, but like you say, when you're younger, the world seems like a much more of a bigger and more exciting place. So for me, I think the concept sounds pretty accurate.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's probably a combo of both of them as well, isn't it?
Mm. I
Yeah,
think it's a
So,
combination of both of them. I think when you're young, you're not exposed to as much either.
you're more naive, aren't you?
Yeah, well, definitely for me anyway, because I didn't have like there wasn't smartphones when I was younger,
Hmm.
mm,
so like you didn't get exposed. Like you obviously didn't watch the news when you were fucking 10. Do you know what I mean? So like you only knew what you knew from like your close friends or what you may have heard in school, kind of thing. So like during the Twin Towers happened, that
mhm.
was 2001, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2000. So I was in 11. Mate, do you want to know how I knew about that? I went into watching it on TV and it wasn't on. Do you know when Princess Diana died? Do you want to know how I knew about that? I went to watch it was SMTV, I think it might have been. And it was a 30 in the 30s, be able to tell me that. And I went to watch it and it wasn't on. Because Princess Diana just died. So all the channels, because you only had 5 channels back then. You could get cable, I think it was. But for all 5 channels just had the news on. Because
Hmm.
Princess Diana died.
Wow.
And the same with like the Twin Towers is like I can remember I heard about it and I went out and played footy with my friends. Because obviously you don't know anything about it at the age of 11.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like so again I think like but when you were younger it might be different. Because you can
Hmm.
be exposed to so much more. You can speak to people in like in France or Spain or America when you guys
Hmm.
are younger because obviously there was a bit more of an exposure to that as opposed to myself. Like MSN didn't come a thing until I was like 12.
Yeah,
Just chatting to your mates.
yeah.
BRB.
I feel like the the way it was because I was like at the very start of I was I was just about old enough to know what was going on as social media became a thing. It's like it was so much life was so much easier and better when it wasn't a thing, but also in some ways like none of us would have businesses if it wasn't for social
Hmm.
media.
I disagree,
Why?
because You could become a I don't think anyone could have an online. John Meadows had a very successful online business. He had 150 clients and there's no social media when he started.
Yeah, yeah, suppose.
It would just
Yeah,
be more traditional marketing techniques, wouldn't it? Email marketing.
People have
yeah,
always done well, haven't they? I would
Yeah.
imagine people back at like years ago would have done well without social media, but social media's probably opened the floodgates to allow to, like especially within our industry, being able to achieve certain revenue per month, etc. But
hmm
in person, word of mouth, all them the sort of traditional things still work very well. So for me as like a PT, word of mouth is still one of my leading ways of getting in-person clients.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a controversial way to think of it. Shit coaches wouldn't have been able to do well. It wasn't for social media.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, that is the whole problem with the whole fitness industry right now, isn't it? Which we always speak about, which we probably may as well just start speaking about now. It's just like every fucking the standard of coaching is fucking horrendously shit, and because people are good at marketing, they get clients, and then they're shit at coaching them, get shit results, damage the reputation of coaching in general for all of these people, and then the whole coaching industry gets a bad reputation, and it becomes harder for the rest of us because all of these fucking idiots don't know how to coach people, and they don't have actual clue what they're doing.
So like where I stand on this now, so I agree with you, and then I don't disagree. So I compare this the same as like bodybuilding competing now. I think because the exposure of the industry, the discrepancy between good and bad has got even further.
Yeah.
So like because the amount of information we can get now, there are fucking loads and loads of good coaches. Loads and loads. Whereas normally to learn stuff you'd have to go to a course. So you
hmm
might have to travel down south, you might even have to go abroad where you don't have to do that now. You can learn it on a laptop. So
hmm
your exposure to knowledge is greater now. So you'll get coaches who really want to be the best and learn loads will be a lot further ahead than what they might have been 15 years ago when that knowledge exposure wasn't as great.
hmm
But then there's the shitness because the entry to being an online coach is so low, it's
hmm
fucking further away. So
hmm
the experiences are so drastic. And I think that's the problem with the industry now. There's such a big gulfing between the both ends that the closer we can get that, which means the shit coaches need to get better towards the good coaches, not the other way around. And I think that's where the pendulum's going to be judged, or the way the industry's going to be judged is if if the good coaches start to become more shit, or if the shit coaches actually start making effort and become more good. I think that's where we'll put the state of the industry, whichever way that goes.
Yeah. Well, I think the good coaches are only just going to continue to get better, aren't they? Whereas
Yeah.
the shit coaches will just continue to stay shit. Because I
Depends if they
don't
leave the
think.
industry, mate.
Well, that's what I think is going to happen soon, isn't it? Because they're gonna because the only people that will be able to survive will be people that are actually good and can actually produce results and actually have good word of mouth, like you just mentioned. And so at some point, all of the people that have damaged their own reputation will have to leave because they have no results or brand or reputation. And so when they all leave, there will be some form of correction. But in the meantime, it's like an 80-20 thing, isn't it? Because like there's 20% of people, there'll be 20% of coaches that are good, that know what they're doing. And then there'll be 80% of people who have just gone, oh, I got in shape, I got some abs, I'm going to post a thing online and tell everyone I'm an online coach, and then they're gonna get 10 clients and then struggle and then, you know,
I think
fuck
unfortunately
someone's life up.
it's become a bit more of a like a selling race as well, though, hasn't it? So we've seen a massive influx of coaches or people becoming coaches,
hmm
and where let's say you had a room full of 10 coaches, it's much easier to differentiate who's a good coach and who's a bad coach compared to a room full of 50 coaches. And
hmm
unfortunately, the being able to spot the good from the bad has become a lot harder. And then you
Yeah.
throw in people who are good at selling or covering or disguising themselves as good coaches
hmm
compared to bad, it becomes a very messy situation. And that's where, again, some of the good coaches can go missed and not seen. And then
hmm
some of those who are bad coaches can quite easily sort of sell themselves, cover it, and do well, unfortunately. And that's where some people miss out and fall short.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the problem for the consumer, isn't it? Because if someone's really good at sales, it seems convincing. Because someone who doesn't understand fitness might look at my coaching and then some shit coach who's really good at sales and marketing and think it's going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
And then you get wounded with a bad experience and you think everyone's like that.
Mm.
The amount of money in it, I think, is an issue as well.
What do you mean?
So the amount of money that people are charging. So like I've got my own theory on like upping prices.
Hmm.
I think you should only up the prices if the service improves, or you are getting better at your job, so results are getting better. You
Hmm.
don't up your prices because you're fucking busy. Just because if the busier you are, probably the less the service is going to be. Does that
Hmm.
make sense? So it's like we're one of the few careers in which you don't have to get better but can earn more.
Hmm.
Like most careers to get paid more money, you have to either do another course, have more years experience to make sure you're better and more efficient at your job.
Hmm.
Like and so, but for us, it's like, oh, I've got 30 clients. I had 15 2 years ago. I've got 30 clients now. I'm going to up my price by £25. My service hasn't changed.
Hmm.
My results are still the same. But because there's a more of a demand on my service now, I should charge more.
I hear what you're saying.
But
Also,
it
I,
should, what I'm trying to say, it shouldn't be a qualification because theoretically, mate, if you've got 15 clients now, you've got 30, you should have got better
Mhm.
theoretically. But not everyone does because you're just saying then if you can sell, you can sell. You don't
Mm.
care. Just because investing in a coach isn't investing in a marketing course.
Yeah.
So that's why I think there's too much money in when I say there's too much money, the rate in which people are charging when they first come off the bar. Like if you've only just qualified as a coach and you're charging £200 a month, that's a
Mhm.
fucking joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
I think it's fucking outrageous. But then you
yeah,
get
I
business
agree.
coaches who fucking tell you that. Charge
Hmm.
Yeah.
£200. And the reason why business, and I'll say this out loud because I'm very on the harsh because I know the business coaches, like the reason why they're telling you that is because they want you to keep paying for their service, which is £1,000 a month.
Yeah. Of course. Of course. And they want great results and testimonials and so on. But so I agree with that. But I think fundamentally from a business like just raw like economics perspective
Yeah.
Mhm.
is like if you are too busy, you have to put your price up.
You don't have to.
So what are you gonna do then?
I think it's a value for your time, though, isn't it? That's what.
But the thought process is though, mate, normally if you are too busy, you are good at your job.
Exactly.
But what we're trying to say, the industry's not in that place where people are just getting busy, but they're not good at their job.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm saying, like, normally within a normal different career. So if you're a good tattoo artist,
Hmm.
you're going to get busy
Hmm.
because you're good at your job. But to be a good tattoo artist, it's not really. I say this all the time, like, so I believe coaches should lead from the front.
Hmm.
Okay, I think a coach should be in quote unquote shape, whatever to what they're selling. That doesn't mean to be shredded. That doesn't need to be massive. You need to be a product of what you say, because you're not going to go to a tattoo artist who can't draw, and you're not
Hmm.
going to go to a driving instructor who can't drive.
Hmm.
So why are you going to go to a coach who can't coach themselves and be in shape themselves?
Well, you wouldn't. That's the thing. So what I'm saying is that yes, there are people who are really good at selling, who maybe for a year or two will be able to get away with selling loads, but after a certain while, if they're not actually good, their reputation will get damaged and they won't be as busy and they'll fall away. Their client numbers will start coming down. For people who are like forgetting about them, about thinking about people who are actually good at coaching, the top 20% of coaches who actually know what they're doing. If you're too busy and you don't put your prices up, then what are you going to do? You're either going to say no to people or you're going to dilute your service. So both of those are bad because if you say no to people, you're going to help less people and have less impact, or you're going to keep taking people on at a higher rate than you would do if you increased your price. So your numbers are going to go too big and now you're going to dilute the service.
Well,
So the
we're not.
only reasonable thing to do is to increase the price
Mhm.
because the people who say yes are going to pay a bit more. Cool. They're probably happy to do so. Otherwise, they'd say no. And then number two, they're going to get a better service because they're going to constantly you're going to stay at the capacity that is required for you to operate at the highest level.
But what we're saying is that 20% is going to keep doing continual learning.
Hmm.
So their service and their knowledge is improving. So hence they can charge more.
Yeah.
So I've got no issue with people charging more. I'm just gonna say for you to be able to charge more, you've got to be able to produce more.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like, and by the way, and charging more just because. So when you become, in my opinion, when you become smarter, you should be able to get the result quicker.
Yeah.
So the amount of time the client stays, you theoretically should be less to get that desired result.
Hmm.
Theoretically, like that's not always the case because clients have to fucking adhere, which is always the fucking biggest challenge within our job. But yeah, that's just my thought process on it. I think this is one of the only industries where you can start to charge more, but you've actually not improved.
Hmm.
Sure.
The goal should always to be improved, shouldn't it? Like you say, with experience will come improvement. You should also then be looking out to become further educated, etc. So there should always be a scope. I think the difference is that, like we said, in our industry, the ability to progress and charge more in such a short period of time is unlike any other industry or job that's out there. And I think that's the difference, and it is what it's sometimes hard to get your head around is that there's not many or there isn't that many other things to relate to or to sort of compare to.
There's a good video on YouTube if anyone wants to watch it called I think it's Business and Banter. I've done it about this woman who's went from earning sort of let's say like 50k to 100k and how long it took her to earn 50k to 100k compared to online coaches who go I deserve to earn 10k a month.
But she was in like a more formal
It was
job.
like a corporate job.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it took her 10 years. Whereas if an online coach increases their yearly income by, so that's 2 grand on to 24k a year, they're still pissed off.
Yeah. So people going and they go, oh yeah, I want to make 5k a month
Like it's fuck all.
within like 2 years.
Like
This
Bro,
is
you're shit. What are you doing?
it's fucking
You're
ridiculous,
building
mate.
up.
£5,000 a month for a job where you sit in your arse in your boxies in your office is ridiculous.
Yes, I
It's so
agree.
it is. It honestly it baffles me.
Do you know what
Absolutely.
though? Do you know what though, Ali? I think this is where me and you disagree a little bit because I think yeah, we're sat in our own office and yeah, there's the niceties of sitting there on our own laptop and no one tells us what to do and blah blah blah. The amount of effort that we've put in for the last decade, in your case, probably like 2 decades, to be able to put ourselves
Decade.
in a position. You're not that old, okay? But I mean, even before
Well,
you actually became a coach, is like to be able to have the impact where you can, yeah, it seems easy to put a plan together for someone in an hour and be able to say 5 minutes of words every single
hmm
week for someone, but you put yourself in a position where you've got that level of skill where you are actually changing people's lives forever, and it's worth a lot more than what they pay us. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it.
I'm not disagreeing we should get paid good money.
Yeah.
I'm disagreeing with the people who expect good money.
and you shit.
Yeah, it's the expectation of what this industry has
Okay.
now, which
So
is
that's
ridiculous.
so it's more the expectation when someone's shit when they expect to make a lot.
It's just the what's the word I'm trying to think here? It's not
it's
expectation. It's the entitlement.
entitlement.
Yeah,
This goes back to the post I was telling you about earlier with Mike. So Mike from Business and Banter did a post yesterday, and he was saying the problem with coaches nowadays is that people are far too entitled. They believe that they should earn X amount of pounds
Mm.
and not willing to be a good coach or do the work. And the problem is he was comparing entitled to ambitious. So as coaches, we should always be ambitious. We should also always be striving to be better coaches, get better results, earn more money. But that's coming from an ambitious standpoint rather than being entitled and thinking that I should be full of clients, I should be earning X amount of pounds. And the two sort of approaches are very different. And he says those coaches that are ambitious and push for a better service and those sort of things will always do far better than the ones that are coming from an entitled sort of position.
so I agree with you, Isaac, by the way. I agree with you. Like I'm doing a webinar today on just tour profiles, resistance profiles, whatever you want to word. I think you're not allowed to say resistance profiles anymore. So I think that's why I say tour profiles. I think Tom Purvis has coined the name. So it's like just be careful what you say. But anyway, it's like there's thousands of pounds that has gone into knowing that stuff. Thousands of pounds. So like so I think we can earn good money. Like I know my hourly rate. Because I, for example, I PT'd someone on Monday or Tuesday, you can't remember when he comes to the gym. He had glute med pain and he had shin pain, and I took it away in 20 minutes.
Mhm.
So it's like, I know, but what I'm trying to say is like the expectation and the entitlement, as Jake just said, about what they think and what they believe they deserve when they've been in the industry for 5 months. Mate, even if you've been in the industry for 3 years, thinking you can earn 5 grand a month is fucking ridiculous. Do you get what I'm saying? But if you do 14-hour days within them 3 years, and then you earn 5 grand, 10 grand a month, fair play to you. Like fair
Yeah.
play, you've put in the effort. But it's the people who go, I've done 5 posts this week and I've not got a client.
Yeah.
It's like oh, fucking hell, great. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's that I think that's where the industry's such a big
Yeah.
disconnect.
Yeah.
Whereas like you and I used to fucking just we used to train together and chat shit for 2 hours in the training session.
Yeah.
We didn't get paid for it.
No.
Like there was no there. It was just a good chat and enhancing people's knowledge and enhancing people's different viewpoints, and that's what this podcast is about. Like we've all got
Mhm.
4 different viewpoints on probably a very similar topic, but we'll probably all come together to agree at the end.
Well, that's what I was about to say. 'Cause it sounded like we were disagreeing at the start, but then it's more like just the frustration at
Yeah,
entitled people who aren't doing the work and then expecting results. It's the same thing in clients when you get, just the classic who you get someone who's just like not followed the plan for the last 4 weeks and then is complaining because the results are slow. It's like,
yeah.
lad, shut the fuck up. What are you even talking about? Like you've just had a Mackey's on the weekend. Like shut the fuck up. There's nothing. What are we even talking about? You can't even have. We can't even have this conversation because you haven't done the work. Why would you expect it to be any result? Doesn't
Mate,
make any sense.
what makes me laugh about about what we do as a job is when you've got people who think they're that good that they can outweigh science. They think they're that fucking good that Mackey's doesn't matter to them. It's like the fact of like us four here can be very religious on what we do, and the progress that we make can be slow to maybe a little bit quicker, but we're religious on what we do.
Hmm.
They're half-arsing it, but they expect the same results as
Yeah,
ourselves.
yeah.
They want better results, don't they?
Yeah,
That's the problem, is that
Joe,
people
it's
think
like
that it comes within the drop of a
yeah,
hat.
you train like a pussy. You can't.
Yeah.
You don't eat 4 meals a day. You sleep 5 hours because you're fucking playing on COD. I don't know if COD's still a game, by the way, but you're playing on fucking COD at night with your fucking mates. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, yeah. But I think when we talk about expectation of this industry, I just think it's expectation of the world now is
Mm.
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like,
been ruined by Amazon.
Yes, everyone's in a rush.
yeah, yeah, nailed it, mate. Yeah, everyone's in a rush.
Everyone's
Everyone's
in
in
a
a rush.
rush, and at the same time, no one has ownership or takes accountability. So you can't, like, how can you be in a rush if you don't take ownership for your actions? That
So,
makes
Mm.
zero sense.
so me and Jake have a friend called Amy, and Amy says be a cause all the time. It fucking winds you up. Like proper pisses you off when she says it. But be a cause pretty much just means you take responsibility essentially. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
you're responsible for the outcome. So don't go, I'm late because of. Okay. You're late
Mhm.
because you didn't leave on time.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, you got caught in traffic, okay? Okay. Check the traffic before you leave. Now, obviously, if you're driving and there's a crash happens in front of you, you can't predict that. But it's
Mhm.
like don't blame external things for the position that you're in. But honestly, when you don't realize how much we all do it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
all of us will do it. And then when she fucking says it, it's like I'll never hit a girl, but sometimes when she says it, mate, I'd love to fucking slap her. Because it fucking cuts so deep.
I honestly think there's like whenever you observe someone who's achieved any level of success or done anything impressive, they just they naturally take high levels of ownership
Mhm,
about the actions.
Yeah.
Sorry, not about the actions, about the outcomes.
mhm.
Like there's always an internal locus of control. Like whatever it is that they're trying to do, no one is ever talking about how the fact that the weather the weather influence. Anyone ever had this, by the way? A client says I didn't go to the gym today 'cause it was raining or some shit like
Oh
that.
my
It's like
God,
If
yeah.
someone said that to me, I'd probably just cancel the direct debit.
yeah,
You what,
yeah.
what the fuck do you mean? It's like Uber. Like the good thing about this world is Uber, car,
Yeah.
bus.
We ain't got Uber. I don't have Uber down there.
You don't have Uber.
No.
Oh
Uber.
God. By the way, guys, anyone that doesn't know Jake's from a faraway land.
Yeah. In
I
a
think
galaxy far, far away.
the Isle of Wight, they've got a population of 5 people. They don't have Uber.
Yeah. One lap pull
Jake,
down.
And no
Jake, you,
pull downs, yeah.
It's one lap pull down, actually.
there's one lap pull down the whole island.
Yeah.
Jake came to Liverpool,
I'm
came to
going
training
now.
station, and there were 3 or 4 lap pull downs in the gym, and his mind was blown. He was blown by the fact that there was
Yeah.
2 lanes, or 3 lanes, was it? You drove
Nah,
down the road
four in
with
some places. Too many fucking lanes.
What do you mean
yeah.
too many lanes?
You've got too many lanes. You got like
Mate, honestly,
four.
trust me, like, Joe, when you're driving around here, right, and there's someone doing 60 in the third lane, you're so grateful there's a fucking fourth lane.
What do you mean?
It's like you got like slow lane, get other lane, then the fast lane.
Yeah.
Joe, when someone's cruising at 60 in
Yeah.
them two middle lanes, you're so happy you got the other two.
Yeah. That's fair. But more so like around towns and shit, you've got 3 and 4 lanes everywhere. That's too many lanes for being around a town.
Well,
That's
it's
like,
the correct amount of lanes for the
Yeah,
population,
yeah, yeah.
otherwise there would be
it's
traffic.
not
So
because
you're
loads
just
of
not
time
used
there's
to it.
barely any cars there.
What difference? How does it affect you?
Well, because I kept going around fucking corners, no idea where I was going because too many lanes.
Just
Well, that's it.
overwhelmed.
That's it. Right, be
Oh,
a cause.
overwhelmed.
Be a
Wasn't
cause.
overwhelmed.
Be a cause. It's
Yeah,
your
of
own.
course.
Don't fucking blame the 4 lanes.
Yeah,
Blame
you're
the fact that
right.
you didn't know where
Yeah,
you're
take
going.
radical ownership.
Right. Right. Learn something every day, eh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Take some ownership. Um, we've got, but going back to what we were saying there, it's like I think if you're going to do anything useful, you've got to, or anything useful, anything significant, you've got to take radical ownership of the outcome because that's the only possible way you're going to have control.
Yeah.
What are some of the interesting ways that you find yourself not taking ownership, Ali? Because you said we all do it.
Um, so I'm not gonna say about myself here, but like I think just to keep this conversation going, people want praise, but they don't want criticism.
Yeah.
So you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But people don't want to hear criticism. People only
Yeah.
want to get told what they've done well. And I think that one of the best lessons you can do is like, I see my therapist every month to 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and what I really like about it is she hold a mirror up to my face
Yeah.
because we all tell ourselves their own story that we want to hear, right?
Hmm.
And I am a lot better at this now than what I was say 2, 3 years ago, but we still find ourselves justifying our actions because of how we feel and not thinking about the other people that's going to affect or not thinking about the other problems to the consequences, sorry, to the actions in which we're taking. But sometimes, right, getting told you're being a bit of a dick here. Now, my therapist's not going to call me a dick, but just say things on the lines of you're not aligning with your own values here by doing these things. But it's very easy to justify these things to
Yeah.
ourselves. So when it comes to it's easy to do because why the fuck would you want to self-criticize yourself?
I think that's the hard thing that people struggle with, isn't it? It's when something happens, like when we say be at cause, it's being at cause for everything that happens. So even if something happens and it isn't your fault, it's finding a way of accepting some fault in that and saying, right, what could I have done differently? And it is that ability to actually self-reflect and go, okay, this happened, maybe by my actions, maybe not by my actions, but what could I have done potentially better to not have had that same outcome repeat again, which is a strange way. Not many people think like that, do they? Not many people will approach different scenarios with that sort of mindset, which is I think what clients sometimes struggle with, what most people will probably struggle with.
Do you all know Oscar Young?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember I remember I was at Cuba's seminar and me and China took him home, right? So I was driving China's Evoque because she didn't used to drive long distances, right? And he's not got a seatbelt on the back of the car. Okay, he's just chilling, right? And I'm thinking he's one of the most deep, like philosophical,
Philosophical.
thinkers. I could kill him if I crash because he's not wearing a seatbelt. So I've never driven so slow. But he made this statement, and the statement never left. We are where we're supposed to be because of the actions that we choose.
Yeah.
So it's like, regardless of the outcome of what happens, we've taken an action at some point to put us in that situation.
Hmm.
So it's like, I've never ever been able to forget that because when he said it don't like someone says something, you just sit on it for ages.
Hmm.
It's like I knew what he meant, but I was thinking, every single position that we're in life is due to our own actions.
Hmm.
So it's like, and so I don't like the phrase "everything happens for a reason." Fucking winds me up.
Why though? It's the same thing. It's just the perception of how you hear it.
But what the reason why I don't like it is the concept in which people take it in.
Yeah. Is it
So people
like,
go, everything
oh,
happens
this
for a
is
reason,
yeah.
so it's not my fault, or something else will happen for me. It's like, no, you have to make decisions because of the event that happens, and then you're going to put yourself in a better
Yeah.
situation. Like, you have
Yeah.
no control of most events that are happening in some shape or form, but the decisions you make because of them events is in your control.
Yeah.
But
For
I
sure.
hate it because of the flimsy way. So it's like, I don't know, someone smashes my car door, right? And someone goes, well, everything happens for a reason. You got a new car door. It's like, well, no, someone's a fucking cunt. Probably what I'm going to next do is not park on that road.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Exactly.
mean? Do you know what I mean? So but it's not like it's just I think it's a wishy-washy thing. It's like the way people do affirmations. People write in a fucking book going, "I'm going to be a millionaire," but then go back on the phone and just scroll Instagram for 5 hours on fucking TikTok as well.
Yeah, yeah, of course. That's complete bullshit. I was having this conversation. So obviously, when I've just been in Morocco, I went out there for a client's wedding, and one of the conversations that we had, which was cool as fuck, is he started me about 3 years ago, and he saw me on a live stream for the first time. Well, I was working with one of his friends. He clicked on his friend's page. We'd done a post, and then he clicked on my page. I was doing a live stream at the time. He saw it, watched it for 5 minutes, sent me a message, jumped on a call later that night, and then signed up and paid for a year up front. And he was laughing about how that was like one of the maddest decisions of his entire life because he was like, I don't know why the fuck I saw this scout stranger online and I thought this is a good idea to invest in this in coaching him and pay this guy money. I had no idea what I was getting myself in for, don't know what I was doing, but I'm so fucking glad that I made that decision and took action on that because now I'm in the best shape of my life and my whole life has completely changed. I've stopped drinking, I've achieved all of this stuff, and you hear at my wedding and we're best friends. It's like it's an unbelievable chain of events that have occurred because he took one strong action to change his life. And I
Mm.
think when we find ourselves in a space where we're not taking ownership of all of the circumstances and sorry, we're not taking ownership of the situation we find ourselves in and we're casting blame externally, we keep ourselves stuck completely. Whereas when we take ownership immediately, yes, it's, interesting to think about the from a philosophical point about if you were to crash a car or whatever, but more so from a perspective of how do you want to create the best life possible. It's like it's literally about the decisions that you make. Where you are now is the decisions that you took for the last 6 months, the last 12 months, the last 5 years, the last 10 years. And so if you want to create a different outcome in the next 12 months, it is literally fully within your control now based on the decisions that you make currently, right now. Everything can change. And so going back to the manifestation and the affirmations thing, I agree. When people go, oh, I am amazing, I am this, I am that, and I am abundant and all that shit. I think it is complete, is complete bullshit. At the same time, you're never going to take the strong action or you're never going to make the risky move. You're never going to do the thing if you don't believe that it's going to pay off. So there is part of you that needs to have that inherent deep belief that you are actually even capable of transforming your life. And then you've also got to back it up with decisions and actions.
It's approach things in the right way, isn't it? If you approach something with a more positive mindset, probably the outcome's going to be more likely to be more successful. You approach something half-assed or negative, probably chances are you're going to be quite unsuccessful. I think the concept of like we've been saying then about things happen for a reason or whatever it may be, when things are very going positive or you're in a good position, it's quite easy to say that, and that's where people will often will say that and do that. When things are going bad, it's very hard to then say I'm in this position because of my own actions, and that's what people really struggle with. And those that probably do that and self-reflect and go, right, okay, this is what I need to do to change this, are the people who are going to get somewhere in life. The people that
Yeah.
don't and just go, oh, it's happened because of this and it's an external thing, it's not in my control. Woe is me or woe is I. They're the people that are going to probably repeat and fall into that cycle repeatedly over and over again.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like people take the glory when things are going well, and then give the the glory to someone else when it's going badly or something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What I can't get my head around though is why don't you want to take responsibility? Because then you can make a decision.
Well, that's
No, if
exactly the whole point, because people are trying to avoid the painful emotion of accepting that it's their fault.
but if it's somebody else's fault, you can never have control of your life then.
Exactly.
So that's what I can't. So like, when people have this other view, it's like, oh, it's somebody else, it's somebody else. So it's like, so you've got no then control over the next 10 years or 15 years of your life then, because it's always somebody else's fault.
Yeah. Well,
Exactly.
most people aren't even aware they're doing that, are they? That's why they're there.
That's the whole
Yeah, yeah,
problem.
yeah, yeah. It's holding a mirror to the face, isn't it? Essentially, that's why you said before in regards like that's what my therapist does. Because I said I think it's very very easy to speak like this now when we're just having a general chit chat, but when shit does happen to
Yeah,
all of us, it is a natural response to go, it's somebody else or it's this because of this situation or this. But I think then sitting down with yourself, and that's why I'm a big fan of journaling.
Yeah.
I honestly think this is why coaching's so important.
I
It's
was
like
about to say that.
this is why you need other people around you that can see what's going on to
Mhm.
just stop you chatting shit. Because it's like you need a coach, you probably need a therapist, you need to be around other, well, in our case, we're all men, so you need to be around other men that are winning, that can you see them taking actions that reflects back on what you're doing. So you've got some internal dialogue going on, you've got actual external dialogue going on with them about your problems. It becomes super fucking simple when other people, when like, you're great at giving advice to other people, you're shit at taking it yourself. We all need other people to be able to look at
100%.
our shit and hold us accountable to not doing that because it is a natural human instinct.
I also think, mate, it's not even you need a coach. So please, everyone, sign up to me for being a client to me. But at the same time, it's like you just need a friend who doesn't give a shit about your feelings.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Someone who just says something and they know it's going to hurt. So my friend Ben won't mind me saying this. About 4 weeks ago, Ben was going through a time with like business, and I just told him to shut the fuck up. Like, because like 3 years ago, and he won't mind me saying this, 3 years ago, he was in construction. And mate, like we used to get up when this is when I used to live in the Wirral, and we used to talk at 6 o'clock in the morning. And he was not, I want to say he's in a bad way, he wasn't, but mate, he'd done long hours, long hours. He was like up at 5, then he used to get home till 6, then he used to train, like, what's a boring thing of here? A boring job, I was trying to think of another word on top of my head. And then now he's an online coach. He's doing very well. And his
Hmm.
business just hasn't grown as much as what it did a year ago to where it is now. But it's like if
Hmm.
you still sit back and reflect on how well you've done, it's like he's still smashing it now. And I
Hmm.
think sometimes, mate, you just need that person to go, lad, shut up.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
just get a grip, mate. It's like if you think where you were 3 years ago, 4 years ago, you're in a lot better position than you were now. That doesn't mean you can't be better and be happier. But
Hmm.
still sit back. Does anyone know who Christian Guzman is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, mate. When he first started YouTube, he used to have a saying proud but never satisfied. I don't know if he still does. I
Hmm.
still think that's one of the best mantras to live by. Like, are you proud of yourself, but you're still not satisfied? So it's not like it's not you always want more as such, but it's like you're proud of what you've achieved, but you just want to see if you can have that little bit more, as opposed to always demanding yourself more and actually respecting what you've already achieved.
Yeah, yeah. I like that. I like that. And I think what so you're saying essentially is like sometimes you just need a friend to hold you accountable to actually take ownership and put things into perspective.
Yeah, just like not exactly what we do to clients. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I had a client yesterday, and she moaned about her clients making excuses, and then she moaned to me about how she couldn't get to the gym because of her excuses.
Yeah.
And it's just like I just said, you just done exactly what your client's doing. But for some reason, and I'm not going to say this is just coaches, people, it's always okay for people to the other people to do it, not for other people to do it.
Yeah, yeah, of
Does that make
course.
sense?
Yeah.
I see
Well,
Jake Clark there just thinking what I said.
this is
Trying to
why
mend it together.
I think yes, coaching super important. Having great friends that hold you accountable is super important. X, Y, Z. I also though think that if you get really good at meditation and you practice consistently, you can do all of that for yourself.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
agree. I
I
think
agree.
it's the beyond learning how to work hard, i.e., just go to the gym and train hard, eat the food. Like, I'm sure this is a debate you might have had recently, but like general discipline. Beyond that, you just have to learn, but become aware of like the patterns that you have,
Hmm.
which just purely comes from meditation. The skill of metacognition.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I think
And
that's
yeah, you still
um,
need a coach to plan the shit, right? So don't think we're
Yeah.
saying you don't need coaching, right? Anyone
yeah.
that needs coaching, go on, message me on Instagram, right? Because we'll transform your physique dead fast and you'll be buzzing about it. But the act of holding yourself to a high standard can be done internally. And the way I don't know about you guys, Ali and Ginger Jake, but me and Jake, I think a huge part of our coaching is to be able to ask people questions to put them in a space where they hold themselves accountable. We don't do any of that.
So it's I just want to go back there in regards to like to hold yourself to a high standard, though, sometimes you need to be accountable to someone.
Yeah, yeah, initially, for sure.
But also just like in general, I think
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
I think always having someone, and again, it doesn't need to be someone that you're paying all the time.
Hmm.
But even it's a friend that that you've got a training partner, and you'll hold yourself to a high standard with your training partner to make sure you never let the bar slip within that session, so his bar doesn't slip.
Hmm.
Like it just in life, I think holding yourself to a high standard with people that you care and respect is really important. So,
Yeah,
for example, imagine all of us were intertwined in business and we're just friends. Okay,
yeah,
we are just friends, but imagine there's like no business ties here. I still
mm,
think we'll do the same job for each other.
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
So
And
like it doesn't necessarily mean about a coach per se, but it's just even when you're going through life, it's like for example, if you have kids, hold yourself to a high standard for your kids.
yeah,
Don't think like I've got a niece and nephew now. Like my standards are fucking extremely high for what I want to achieve to give them the best life possible. I've got a dog. I want my dog to have the best life possible. That's why I'm paying for him to go away for a week. So I can teach him to run off the fucking lead and doesn't they can tear down a sheep.
yeah.
So I agree with everything what everyone said here.
I think there's you can never avoid that. Other humans will be able to hold you accountable at a very high level straight away just by their presence. So I think one of the strongest things about coaching is that you just start paying someone money and then you've
Mhm.
been given a plan that someone else has put time into, that they're gonna look at whether you've done it or not at the end of the week, and if you haven't done it, you're gonna feel like a cunt. So that in and of itself is extremely powerful to increase performance because we're social beings. I think though it is becoming more important as we get lonelier and lonelier as humans, that we used to be social creatures. So we'd all go out hunting at the start of the day, and so you naturally hold yourself accountable. If you're lagging behind, you're just gonna get left behind, and you're gonna get fucking eaten by a lion on the way back because you've lost us. You have to keep up. But now, as we get more and more isolated, I think the skill of being able to hold yourself to an extremely high standard, irrespective of whether there's anyone else present or not, because most of the time we're not having this conversation. We're sat there for 12, 14, 16 hours doing check-ins, and you've got to hold yourself accountable because you're sat in the office on your own, and you've got to hold yourself at the highest standard possible. So I think it is super fucking important to do that still.
Yeah, yeah. And so like even when we were kids, it's like you've got to hold yourself to a high standard because you don't want to give that letter away in German bastards.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like you can't get separated from the crowd.
You
Otherwise,
know,
then everyone's fucking targeting you and you're getting your head kicked in with 7 feet.
funny story is the first time I ever got caught was the last time we ever played German Bastards because I just didn't give up and like everyone just beat the shit out of me and I just refused to say the letter and it was like 3 hours later and then everyone was just like, this is a bit too far, we're just gonna stop now. And then we never played the game over again, so I ruined it for everyone.
It's the most Isaac thing I've ever heard in
I
my
was like, I
life.
am not saying this
I could,
fucking
yeah,
word.
I can't remember what this guy's name was, right? But he was one of the bigger lads in school, put it like this, right? And mate, it wasn't even the same argument. I used to play this in like my primary school, so we must have been in like year three, and he
Ali, just
sat on
give
me.
just give the listeners context on what the game is.
Okay, so
Yeah.
German Bastards is a game. I don't know if it's just played in Liverpool, by the way, but anyway. But it was like you'd have a team, and the team will have so many people in it, and depending on how many people in it, would be the length of the word. So 7 people, 7 letter word. Okay, so the other team then would try and catch the team with the word and batter people for the letters. So
Hmm.
then they could then complete the word
Yeah. So you just had to hit someone until they were
until
like,
they said.
fuck
So for
this.
example, say like you had the letter C, me,
Yeah.
Isaac, and Jake will keep battering you and putting you in so much pain till you give the letter C.
Until I tell you the letter.
But
Yeah.
my story was we were playing, and I don't know how he fucking caught me because he was fat, essentially. But he caught me and he sat on my head. Right, I can remember this. He was sat, and then someone was volleying me in the back. I give him my letter then because I couldn't fucking breathe. I can always remember that one. I can't remember his name though.
Yeah. Everyone squeezes.
Yeah,
So everyone
yeah,
gives in if you squeeze them too much.
yeah. I wasn't as brave as I was. Like I was fucking about 9, I think.
No.
It's like fuck this.
No.
I'm just gonna give the letter. I want to go home.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think I think all of that is just encompassing the fact that tactical pressure is very, very useful.
Remember what German bastards? Yeah.
Yeah, it's all of it.
Well, like
You
trying
can,
to
like, if
break
you,
down the game here of how to win. I'll happily
no,
play it again.
I mean, just in general, like relating it back to what we were talking about.
Mm.
I think tactical pressure is everything. That's why, whenever anyone goes, oh yeah, I need the accountability, that's all it is. You're evoking tactical pressure on yourself.
I think what I find quite interesting in regards to like the accountability within our own industry is I don't think coaches should need accountability for the basics.
I agree.
I think we should do the basics and the fundamentals as autopilot.
I agree.
I think we need accountability to hold ourselves to a higher standard. So, for example, we should all go to the gym 3 times a week.
Hmm.
You might need accountability to go to the gym 3 times a week and fucking push yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where I think coaches' standards are. We should all eat 4 meals a day, for example. But the structure in the 4 meals for you to be able to get to the body weight you go. So, for example, you're trying to push up. So, you two, Isaac sort of just maintaining becoming to become like a fighter. But like you two don't trying to push your body weight up.
Did you
So
say
the,
that's becoming a fat
no, I didn't say fighter. I
cunt?
was going to say fat, but then I thought he's definitely not fat. I don't know where that come from. Still fucking reminisce about the fat lad sitting on my head. But like you two at the bottom here, Jake and Jake, like you two need the accountability to make sure you get the food in. It's not that you eat 4 meals a day. You'll be eating 4 meals a day with the protein, the veg, and the carbohydrates. So you need to make sure you're eating enough protein and carbohydrates and
Mm.
veg and fat to make sure you're still achieving your goals. So that's what I think the standard of coaching is, because I cannot get it in my head when a coach goes to me, I've not been to the gym in 2 weeks.
Coach is
Yeah.
passing it.
I just can't get me fucking out. And by the way, look, if you're sick or life shit happens, I understand. But Joe, on a general week to week basis, I can't get it in my head. I can't get it in my head when coaches go, I've not eaten today. It's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck do you mean you've not eaten? You fucking have because your weight's gone up.
Yeah.
It's
But I
like,
think,
go on.
sorry, go on.
No, go on.
I
I was
think it
trying to
all
give you
comes
one.
back to like everything that we've talked about there. It's like
Mm.
that person hasn't gone to the gym for 2 weeks. If I don't go to the gym for 2 weeks, I feel deep shame. I would feel like such deep shame going in and seeing people and knowing that they're there all the time and I haven't been for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
It's
people
just
just don't have that like sort of community aspect or
But
someone to
yeah,
go, like, what the fuck are you doing anymore? That's just not a thing.
it's the standards that either they set for themselves or are set by their peers.
Yeah.
That is the problem. Because
Yeah.
if you accept if your expectation of what you should be doing is low, you have low standards, low goals, low expectations, then shit standards are acceptable. Whereas if you didn't go to the gym for 2 weeks, that's so far below what you expect to be acceptable that it's a huge problem. It's a massive problem that's staring you in the face. It's so hard to ignore. Like it has to be fixed because it's a massive problem. Whereas most normal people, it doesn't even come up as a problem on the radar. It's not a problem. It's normal. It's expected. It's fine. And so it's like that is fundamentally the problem. I was on when I was in Morocco, I was obviously at the hotel. It's like people just like getting their food and like people are just like putting like noodles and potatoes and shit on a plate, which is fine, whatever. But I was looking at people's plate and it's like there's no protein on this plate, and it's like my brain is going, this is a massive problem. How have you got no protein on this plate? Because my standard is you can't eat a meal without protein.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
if you go through life without holding high standards or being held to a high standard, is you will just accept all of these problems that don't even register as problems. Shit sleep, shit standards with food, shit standards with the gym. You'll just end up having that as a standard and just end up having a shit life because you're not holding yourself to the highest standard.
Nathan nails this perfectly, mate. Like, in regards, like, no, we talk about like the state of the industry now. It's like client knowledge levels here. Most coaches level knowledge is here.
Yeah,
You only know a little bit more. So the standard they hold themselves to is, oh, look at that. Look who's the cheat now.
yeah. I've got a month. Well, I just didn't want to
Agreed.
go and make a
It's a
coffee
fucking
while.
shit flavor, that, mate. Fucking hell.
No, this is the
Yeah.
best one, the fucking peach
No.
one.
A poor decision, but
I know, fucking hell, mate.
Yeah,
I'm
nah.
fucking judging you hard, yeah. Um,
The peach one. What are you talking about? I just didn't want to go and start
See, he's put
grind.
away now. He's embarrassed, isn't he? He's
No,
talking
no,
about
I'm about to I didn't want to go and start grinding a coffee in the middle of the podcast.
But like, so like the standard in which they hold themselves compared to clients is only just a little bit more.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay, where it should be for like I remember going to like M10 when M10 was M10, not what like what it turned into. Like when it was fucking James Sutton coaching there, Dan Smith, Carl Raystrick, Josh Maley, like they were all working out there. Mark Coles was still working out there, or just flitting in between. Mate, like you couldn't get away with anything. Like the standard was fucking unbelievable.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like FLF standard was unbelievable. Like where I used to work, Absolute Body Solutions, the standard was unbelievable. Like you fucking wouldn't let the clients get away with anything because your own personal standard was so fucking high.
Yeah.
yes.
And I think but that's where the industry dropped now because it's all supposed to be quote unquote balance.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
fucking hell.
It's like, getting a six pack right? There's got nothing to do with all with balance, right? It's not because I don't know anyone right who's ate a fucking Domino's and got peeled.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not possible.
It,
Well, it is technically, but it's not going to happen.
no, look, if you had the Domino's once a week on a Friday night, you could probably still do it. I know someone who's done this, so that's why I can say I know you can do it. Okay. But to get dick skin peeled, you can't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and you have to have every other area dialed the fuck in.
You can't, mate, you could not get peeled out your face. By the way, to compete in standard, eating at Domino's.
Do you
Yeah,
know
sorry,
one?
no, but
Yeah.
you said like the guy who could do it with a Domino's is like he was on it perfectly
Oh,
every other day.
100%. And also, he was a genetic freak, but he never
Yeah,
got peeled. He just got fucking peeled.
You know
yeah,
what I think though is a bigger part of this is like physically it's very hard to do it. I think if you are the type of person that eats a Domino's every week, you also cannot be the type of person that is perfect every single other day with every single other variable.
exactly. It's a
If you
pendulum.
eat
Yeah.
if you eat Domino's on a Friday every week, you are not going to be the type of person that always hits your cardio, always hits the gym, or because you just like those two things don't go together.
Yeah,
Eh. I don't know if I agree with that. I think if it's part of the plan of action, you can still be perfect on everything. If
I
it's still
think
part of the
it's
plan. If it's a ad hoc win, then
well, I think
Okay,
it's
well, yeah,
like
if you've
the
programmed in a Domino's into your plan, then yeah, okay, that's
yeah.
because it's technically hitting the plan. But if you're just the type of person to go, oh, it's Friday, I'm going to eat a
Yeah,
Domino's.
yeah. No, I agree
No.
with I agree with that.
Like
I agree with
hitting the
that.
fucking button sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, I get that.
you have
yeah.
to earn it.
You do. I think you have to earn everything though, mate.
Yeah, well, it's like exact. So I was going to say it's the exact same as people go, oh, I just eat intuitively. It's like you have to track food, weigh food for years to even know what intuitive eating is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it's the
I think
exact
all of
same
us
thing.
can. I think all of us can do it.
Yeah,
But
but
I
like you
still won't be
can't.
fucking accurate.
But I think like
Yeah.
what Isaac's saying is like with a Domino's, if you haven't, stuck to a meal plan for like a year and missed a beat every now and then, but been on it, you haven't broke that habit of just like having the Domino's whenever you want it. And
Yeah,
you can't like you have to go to bronze before you can go to silver
yeah,
and start
yeah.
enjoying Domino's.
I think what I'm really baffled by this whole world right now is why the standard of excellence has been lowered.
Well, that's what I was about to ask you. Why is it that you feel like that's happened to the industry?
Because more Gen Pop people have become coaches.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my honest answer. I think the at the entry level, like what we brought back before, is so low now. Where I remember there was this thing called the coaching panel, and it was on here to make the coaching standard better. All for it, right? And then we were talking about coaching, and now coaching's gone on so many different ways now. Where coaching was clients come to you for fat loss goal, muscle building goal to achieve a marathon, whatever it was. But now, for some reason, now coaches like people in the bio are going, I help people gain confidence. It's like you don't. It's like you're not qualified in that world to be able to like. What do you mean you help people gain confidence? It's like your job in regards to as a coach, you're qualified to help people lift weights. That's all. Like that's all you're legally allowed to do. So this is why I'm so big on training. So this is why I'm so big on like understanding what training is because that's all we're allowed to do. A machine without no weight still weighs something. So understand what it fucking does in the body.
Hmm.
Understand how people's joints move, so on and so forth, because that's what we're actually qualified to do. And I do think there's definitely a psychological element to it, and I do think there's definitely a nutrition, gut health, and all this massive parts of what our job is, and we should be well educated on it. But when you've got in your bio, I help people believe in themselves more. It's like how I
Yeah.
get people in shape. That's what your job is. If people then start to get better self-belief and better confidence because of what you do, fantastic. But I think coaches don't stay in the lane enough. I think coaches now think the therapist, think the psychologist, think the business mentors and all this. Business mentors without a business degree.
Yeah.
Do you know, like all these kind of things? It's like, as I say, I just believe coaches, and about, I don't think you need to go to university to be a business mentor. I think if you've spent loads of money on mentors and all this, I think that's just as good as a university degree. But people are just saying, oh, I've built a business. I'm going to tell other people how to build a business. It's like, no. It's like you've still got to invest in your knowledge on that field. And I think, as I said, the entry for being a coach now is so low, so the expectations just drop within that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. And I think everything's just a little bit softer, but the world's a little bit softer now compared to whatever it used to be.
It is. I
Because
I don't think it's just the coaching industry.
no, like I remember everyone knows who Charles Poliquin is here, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay, Charles Poliquin, probably one of the greatest coaches ever to have lived. Okay, he used to say he said this comment in FLF. I wasn't there, but I know what the comment was made. Do you know the fat grips on Watson dumbbells? Do you know why he said he liked them? He said he
Right.
liked them because it made him feel like he was holding something he's used to holding. Okay, there was girls in this seminar, there was lads in this seminar, and he didn't give a fuck because it was a tongue-in-cheek joke. Whereas now, if you made a comment like that, it's
Yeah.
it's sexist, it's derogatory. It's like it's not. It's just a fucking joke, innit? Do you know
Hmm.
what I mean?
It's just pathetic. Do you remember that the coaching panel person that you were talking about started commenting shit on my post because about the word
Oh,
fat?
she
It's like
yeah,
what?
but like Beck, good intentions. No, like good intentions, what she had to do. But as I said, like when I was on the call, it was like you were talking about nothing to do with our job. You're talking about people's well-being.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. We don't even need to do caveats though. Yeah, good intentions, but it's not positive for the industry. It's like if you're fat, it's okay to say no. It's not okay to say you're a horrible fat cunt. Stop eating food. That's not okay. But it's okay to make the observation that you are fat. Like that. That's absolutely fine. That's like you coaching me, Ali, and going, um, you know, you've gained too much body fat this week. Eat different food. Like that's not offensive. That's just an observation. That's a fact. Like something needs to change in order for you to get to the outcome that you said. Not being in denial about the fact that you are fat is not helpful at all. We're just trying to avoid uncomfortable emotions because people are too soft.
Agreed.
It's pathetic and ridiculous, and it's actually destructive for the industry. It's destructive for the person. We need to just hold the minute up, like you said, and people need to accept that if you're fat, you're fat. So what? Like then now you
Isn't,
can at least do something about it.
but if you're fat and you're okay with being fat, that's fine.
But no one's okay with being fat. Not a single person on the planet, in my
But
opinion, is okay with being fat.
there'll be outliers to that statement, mate. Like there's some people who won't give a shit that they're fat, you know what I mean? But like, do you know if you don't moan about being fat,
Mhm.
then crack on. But do you know if you moan about being fat, do something about it.
But this is what I'm saying. There's some people that are like in slight level of denial. Some people are in complete denial. I genuinely do not think. And okay, if someone's a bit overweight, different. If someone is 5 stone or 4 stone overweight, then no, they are 100% not okay with it, deep down subconsciously, and it's been buried so deep that they've pretended to themselves that it's fine.
Don't know,
Yeah.
can't comment, not in their head. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to sit on the fence on that one.
Fair enough. I just can't see how anyone would accept that.
I know I wouldn't. Like I know for stuff like I don't get fat, do I? But I get heavier, and my life becomes ridiculous. It becomes a lot more uncomfortable. Like I've lost 10 pounds, something like that, and I already feel 100 times better. Just
Well, I think
quality of life.
yeah, yeah.
So I can comment from my perspective that I wouldn't like to be like that because it's just the quality of life that it would impair. But I can't speak for everyone. But I get your point. I get your point in a nutshell. It's like like the word because you can say that's a fat dog.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean you can or that's a skinny dog. It's just a descriptive word. Like I'm
Hmm.
short. That is a
Yes.
fact. I'm 5'8". I am not 6'2". Jake is tall. Like we just call Jake Ginger Jake. Do you know what I mean? It's a descriptive word of us put the colour
Yeah.
on his head. Do you know what I mean? It's all it is a descriptive word. If it's not as it's not saying anything about you as a person.
Yeah,
If you went, you're a fat, ugly cunt, that's harsh.
Don't know. Don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
What if they are ugly?
Ugly is subjective.
Yeah.
It,
What if they are ugly?
yeah, but no, but it's subjective, isn't it?
I don't know.
Some people can find people have got different attraction levels, haven't they?
Yeah, but
So
that
like
means
so like ugly is subjective and being a cunt is subjective. But if you're talking about over like body fat percentage, that's a fact.
yeah, that's fair. That's
So
fair.
why
You fat,
Jake, do you think
fat
you're ugly?
ugly cunt.
We
Why
should we
not?
all rate Jake if he's ugly or not? See if it's subjective or objective.
Who, me?
Yeah, we'll put on a poll on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down. I don't mind.
That's fucking hilarious. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying, but I think that no, I still think that no one is actually happy with it because if it's negative physically, your quality of physical health is lower
Oh,
objectively.
can I play
It's
devil's
ne
advocate before we start?
What did you say?
Can I play devil's advocate before we start? Sumo
Well,
wrestlers.
let me finish and then play devil's advocate.
Okay, go on.
Socially, it's bad. Socially, it's bad. You're less attractive to the opposite sex. No one looks at you and thinks, "Wow, you look great." No one is going to give you more job opportunities. It's only negative socially in every single domain of life. Being 5 stone overweight is not a good thing. There's no positive situation where that is useful in any way. And so, objectively, logically, it makes sense. But then it's also proven by the fact that anyone who is fat that was before saying body positivity movement and blah blah, love yourself for being fat, blah blah. As soon as Ozempics come out, now all of them are skinny. So it's just proof that anyone that said that, now that they actually have the skill to do it, they've chosen to do it. So the barrier was not they actually didn't want it, it was that they couldn't do it, so they tricked themselves into thinking that it didn't matter.
Yes. Yeah.
So I agree. Everyone has jumped on the Ozempic pen. You're right with that. What about sumo wrestlers?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
fair enough. If you're a sumo wrestler, then yeah, fair enough.
Because like they're held in high esteem.
Yeah.
There's positives to their job. But look, we're talking about what if we look at the percentile of the world who are
Yeah.
sumo wrestlers,
If
it's very, very, very small.
if you need to be really heavy for your sport, and there's some places in Africa where it's if you're really fat, it's a good thing. It's like being rich because it shows you you've got lots of wealth.
Isn't
So
in Indian culture like that as well?
it might be, it might be.
Yeah, I don't know if Indian cultures like that. Like they don't like lean skinny. It's like having a bit of like
Yeah,
meat on the bone. I think that because the parents, I think well, it's a very, very food-based culture, isn't it? Like
yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
love sitting around having meals as a family and all that. I think it's very food dominant, the culture.
Yeah,
But
so in those niche situations, yeah, great being fat, but for everyone else,
no, I
just
agree.
stop lying.
I agree, mate. I was just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, fair enough.
Um, but yeah, I think the world just, I said, like the world's just too soft, and you can't be. Everyone's just trying to not hurt people's feelings.
What do you
Which,
think the answer is?
it won't. Well, I think the answers will never happen ever again. I don't think. Tell the truth. I
Tell
think
the
that's
truth.
yeah. I think that's the answer. Just tell the truth. Just be factual. It's like one of my friends said this. Is like is other people's issues is not your problem. So, for example, if you all called me short and I got really offended because you all called me short, right? Say that's not your problem that I get offended.
Yeah,
Hmm.
That's my ability to be able to manage that.
Hmm.
I mean, it's like,
exactly.
oh, like why am I offended by it? That's what you've got to look at. You know what I mean? Because I don't. It's a hard one for me to answer because like I grew up where my dad gave me shit. Like my sister is one of the funniest people I know. Right, she'll tear me an arsehole left, right, and centre. She will just, just rip me. Do you know what I mean? Like that's how I grew up with in my family. Like we'd all make jokes about each other. So like we've all grown up with that. Do you know what I mean? Like we've all grown up with that kind of lifestyle, and I think it's made me laugh at myself because what I don't like is the way people can take the piss out of other people, but they can't take the piss out of themselves.
Hmm.
It's like it's the whole point of having fun, isn't it? Having a laugh about yourself. It's like life's
Hmm.
not too serious.
Hmm.
Like we're all going to end up in the 6 feet under.
Hmm.
And I think the world become more like that instead of this trying to be what's the word PC perfect. Everyone's living on a bunch of flowers world where it's not reality.
Hmm.
I think it would be better.
It's a
Um,
moral high ground, isn't it?
yeah,
It's a moral high ground if you don't insult someone or perceive it as an insult for saying they are fat if they are fat.
Do you know?
Morally, surface level, people will think, certain groups of people will think that you are doing them a service, whereas when you actually get deep enough, you know you're doing them a disservice by not telling them.
Yeah,
so I don't think you should go into the middle of a city centre and see a fat person and go, you're fat.
yeah,
But I think
obviously.
if another client comes to you and their body fat is high, and you go, look, we've because it is body fat, isn't it? If you've got a higher body fat percentage, you're fatter.
Hmm.
So it's like if you go, well, we need to lose this because we need to lose body fat. And again, it's just the terminology in which you use it. It's like if you're saying this from a, I truly believe that everyone who's trying to make people better, they'll say harsh things because they want them to be better.
Yeah, it's the difference between being nice and kind, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like,
Do you want to expand on that?
yes.
Because I've just agreed with
You,
you, mate, but I was thinking, what the fuck do you mean?
okay, well, if you're fat, let's say Ali, you come to me in 2 years, your life went down the pan, and you end up just being a
It's went down the
total.
pan. It's fucking hell, mate. It's already down there.
Let's say somehow you hit rock bottom and you just became a fat cunt in the next 2 years. Okay, so I just bump into you in the Tesco and I go, fucking hell, Ali's dead fat now. If it, and you said, oh, my life's gone really shit recently, I've gained loads of weight. Being nice, you'd be like, oh no, you
Yeah,
look
yeah,
fine, you look great, don't worry about it, blah blah blah. I'm trying to make you feel good now. Whereas if it was kind of be like, yeah, Ali, you've turned into a fat cunt. I'm going to coach you for free for the next 6 months because you need to
yeah.
sort this shit out right now. And so that would be being kind, even
I
though it
like
would
that.
make you feel like shit, probably initially.
Yeah, yeah. Wrap it up there.
Yes. One thing I was gonna just say to what I think is the throughput to also people being able to accept reality is something we touched on earlier. It's like you have to set high standards, you have to set big goals. Because if you don't set high standards and big goals, it's okay to lie to yourself and it's okay to not pay attention to problems. If you don't demand from yourself the highest level of health, the highest level of fitness, the highest quality of life, the highest energy levels, the best emotional awareness, the best circle, all of these things, even best income, you will allow yourself to eat shit, you will allow yourself to sleep poorly, you allow yourself to drink and do drugs on the weekend, and you will have a poor quality of life. And so when you then end up being a fat cunt with no money and having a shit life, you won't want to address it because you've spent all of this time not paying attention to these problems. And when someone presents a problem to you that you've created in your own life, you'll try and ignore it and you won't take ownership for it and you'll cast blame elsewhere. So all of the throughput of the three main things that we spoke about today of like taking ownership, setting high standards, and actually paying attention to what the truth is instead of being in denial is all fixed by just setting a high standard and just looking at the truth and the reality of the situation and being proactive around actually tackling problems because that is how you create a good life.
Agreed.
Yes, well said. Also, when you solve those problems, do not use the word try when you're going to solve them.
Yes.
Don't try and solve them, just solve them. You don't have
Yes.
to pay someone.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Otherwise, you'll stay there forever.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you for listening. Please subscribe to the page, subscribe to the channel. Ali, where can they find you?
It's on me or the channel?
If someone wants to know about you and your stuff
Oh, so
specifically,
Joe,
where would they go?
just Instagram, coach Ali Fraser, I think something like that. You'll find it when I pop up.
Ginger Jake, where can they find you?
Yep, Jake Hayden coaching pretty much on everything. Instagram, YouTube, dot.
Jake, normal Jake, where can they find you?
Jake Clark, MTM. Hey.
It's funny that you don't know you. No one knows what the Instagram handle is. Well, guys, again, thank you for listening. Obviously, we're going to try and no, we're not going to try. We're going to grow this page. We're going to be consistent with this because number one, we just enjoy it. Number two, hopefully, it brings a lot of value to you all. And we're going to be doing this as consistently as possible. So if there's any topics you want us to cover in the future, drop it in the comments. If there's anything you found particularly useful, then drop it in the comments. And please subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Have an amazing day and we'll speak to you soon.
Thanks, guys.